Okay, to truly understand what the DOM is and how it gets all of its data and how it's formed and how it's then displayed on your computer or tablet or whatever, we actually have to understand what happens when we visit a website like google.com, facebook.com. What happens when you type that in? Okay, so when you type it in, let's say google.com, all right, your computer will contact the Google server. The Google server then, as in step one says, sends back its HTML page. But it does not send back just a .html page. It sends it back in a stream of data called bytes. Okay, and these are just tiny chunks of data. So it's thousands and hundred thousands of files, and it's just not one HTML file. Now, in that data, the browser itself will scour through that data and convert all the appropriate data into what's called nodes. Okay, and nodes are just representations of your element tags, right? Like the H1 tag, the P tag, the head tag, the HTML tag. Those are called nodes. And then from the nodes, right, the browser will construct your DOM tree, your document object model. So your DOM gets its data from the nodes, which gets its data from the stream of bytes that's sent back from Google's server. Okay. Now, once it created the DOM tree, and we will see why it's called a DOM tree in the next page. Okay. Once it creates a tree, then it will render that tree. So when you look at the screen, when everything loads, that means all 4 steps has been done, right? When you type in, let's say Amazon.com, sometimes it takes a while, right? Because sometimes you're talking to the server's taking a while, it's lagging, and then if the server sends back a bunch of files, right? It's gonna take a while for step 1 to go to step 2, because it has to convert all of those data into nodes, right? And then nodes into DOM tree, and so on, all the way until the end when we see the new page. Okay, let's take a look at what the DOM tree is. All right, so this is what the final step looks like, right? Right before your HTML page will be rendered. It's converted all of the data into node, and then it rearranged all the nodes in the correct order to form the DOM tree, or the document object model. Now, if you look at this name, document object model, it is because these elements are regarded very similar to JavaScript objects, right? And this document node contains all the data about how your structure should look, what color, what size, where does everything go? Does this paragraph go before that one? Is it to the side? What? Then it also takes in all of the CSS, right? Okay, let's go through this. We have the document object model, then the HTML tag is known as the root node. Okay, there's only 3 types of nodes. You have the root node, which is the HTML. We have element nodes, right? Like body, paragraph, unordered list, head. These are element nodes, right? And then the last thing we have are text nodes. And these are just literal string text characters, like those you would have inside of your paragraphs. Okay, like someone's name, the current date, a number, something like that. Okay, so if you take a look at this tree was organized this way because that is how the HTML for this certain page wants to be ordered, right? So just so you know, not every document object model tree will look like this, right? And remember, you don't even need the head, but it is recommended. Let's say if you just have a document with a body with a P tag that says hi, then yours will not have this head node right here, right? It'll just have document, the root node, the body, the paragraph, and the text node. Okay, so when we're looking at very large and complicated HTML pages like your Facebook page where it keeps on updating and you keep on scrolling down, endless scrolling throughout the night, right? That's a really big node structure in the DOM. Okay, now we kind of see how it works. Let's move on to actually trying this out ourselves, okay?